Doesn't know what to do with it, gets it back to Lakes, who was running past, a little pass over towards the forward line, and marked on the half-forward line by Hardeman.
Among the recruits to the club in the late 60s were Ray Biffin, Greg Park and Gary Hardeman. But they were hard years.
It's not a bad-looking kick. I think it'll fall a little bit short. Walker's coming through. He couldn't mark this one. There's Owls. He might kick over his shoulder. He has an attempt. He's just a little bit wide of the sticks, and there'll be a throw-in right alongside the point post.
I was just overawed with the guys like Hardeman and Brian Keneally and Stan Alves and that, you know. So I was really overawed, and really I was really a boy, not knowing where I was going.
Picking up a lot of ground. He's been pretty quiet after the early start. He plays on, has one of his few kicks for the match over towards Hardeman on the half-forward flank.
In 1971, his trusty assistant Ian Ridley would take over, and the results would be impressive. In his first season, he would be named Coach of the Year.
He was a great orator, and he'd be able to tell a real sort of picture of how he'd want you to play. I remember one time he talked about a rose and how the petals made the rose stand up, and the rose as it blossomed lost the petals, and you know it kept on growing, and you know it just really sent shivers down my spine.
In 1972, Wells and Hardeman would finish second and third to Collingwood's Len Thompson for the Brownlow Medal. It was introduced in 1973, offering players with a decade's service an unrestricted clearance. And Skilton saw his side win the Wooden Spoon in 74. With only 3 wins, there were a handful of standouts. Gary Hardeman would finish runner-up to Keith Gregg in the Brownlow count. Back at the club, Gary Hardeman after 3 years with Sturt.
I was probably their biggest recruit, and I was 31 years of age. So, no, Brassy, I think in that year went through around about 40 players and turned over a lot of players trying to get the players up. He said it was going to be a 5-year plan, but you know, I think personally he wanted to get things done straight away.